Tonight we're talking about Unbreakable. If you would, I'd ask you to turn your Bibles. No, I'm just joking. Unbreakable. That's
You
what
had
we're
that preacher
talking
voice
about.
coming on, okay? Me and
Yes.
Jerome heard it, okay?
Yes. Unbreakable is our text. And we were in a small town of Elmswood where baseball was more than just a sport. It was tradition. And 9-year-old Sammy faced more challenges than any typical kid on the field. Diagnosed with autism, Sammy processed the world around him in his own unique way, often finding loud cheers and chants at games overwhelming. Yet there was often loud cheers that scared him. But at the same time, baseball was perfect and made perfect sense to him. And it was the swinging of the bat. One bright Saturday, during the season's final game, Sammy's team, the Elmwoods Ingles, was up against their longtime rivals, the Baxter Bears. Sammy was known for his Sammy was known on his team for unwavering enthusiasm. He was an unofficial mascot. He was always there at the bat swinging. Though seldom he got to get in, and seldom he made contact with the ball. And his teammates, coaches, they admired his persistence. And no matter what, Sammy kept swinging the bat, even though sometimes he would get disoriented. As the game progressed, the Eagles found themselves trailing by just one. The bases were loaded. And as fate would have it, it was Sammy's turn at bat. Hmm. The crowd, aware of Sammy's challenges, watched with gentle support and supportive silence. They wanted to win. Sammy approached the plate, his face masked with concentration. The pitcher, a kid named Tom from Baxter, threw the ball with a gentle arc, hoping to give Sammy a fair chance. The first pitch came and Sammy swung. Strike one. The second pitch was similar, soft. Tommy threw it. And so was Sammy's swing consistent. Strike two. Next pitch came even softer than the first two. Strike three. But Sammy didn't move. Sammy didn't really understand the rules of baseball. So Sammy put the bat on his right shoulder, expecting a fourth pitch. And Tommy obliged. Soft and gentle again. Strike four. Strike five. Strike six. The crowd's silent. And with each subsequent swing and miss, Sammy never moved his swing and his determination. Tommy, gentle again, threw the ball, strike 12, and then something happened. Someone, unknown to this day, screamed out loud, "You can do it, Sammy. Keep swinging." Sammy tightened the grip on the bat. He didn't know he was supposed to be struck out long time ago. He was ready to swing. Strike 17, strike 20, and on the 23rd string, the crowd start cheering as loud as possible. Louder and louder and louder. And finally, Sammy hit the ball. Wasn't a powerful hit, but it was enough to send the ball dribbling past the pitcher. The crowd erupted in joy as Sammy, slightly startled by the sudden explosion of noise, dropped the bat, and he began to run towards first base. Tom, the pitcher, could have easily fielded the ball and threw Sammy out, but he hesitated and caught up in the moment of pure sportsmanship and respected Sammy for his perseverance. 23 strikes, he thought to himself. 23 at bats, 23 times he attempted, 22 times he failed. Sammy ran around second base, ran around third. He eventually got to home and the baseball game was over. Didn't matter what the score was. Even though the game was now tied, the fans, the umpire, the coaches, both teams decided the game was over. Sammy won the day. Tears were everywhere. Sammy won the day. I'd like to tell all of us today, find people that would cheer for you after you strike out for the 23rd time.
Watch yourself, Reverend.
Some things don't make no sense. And sometimes life gets tough. And even more times, the prayer we prayed doesn't get answered. The God we believe in doesn't act like God. Sometimes we need folk that would cheer after we strike out. Can you see it? Can you see all those folk cheering for Sammy? The tears welling up in their eyes. Susan, it makes no sense that they kept cheering after strike 6, strike 7, strike 12. Somebody should have did something, Phil. Yet one person yelled out loud, "Keep going, Sammy. Swing until you hit." I believe that's a message for us in this season. This is spring, the beginning of new creations. And many of you deserve a new chance. There is something about surrounding yourself with people who would cheer at your failures. Sammy kept going, not because he was smart. He was autistic. Sammy kept going because he did not know the rules. For the time now shut again, I want to speak with you on the subject. Be unbreakable. Have you ever been hurt, tired, upset? God acting like the devil? See, they don't like me saying that, Jerome. But think about it. I didn't come here to save you, woman. I came here for the lost sheep of Israel. Get out of my face. Oh, Master, if you can just give me the crumbs that fall from the table. That's a great incident, a very hard to understand text. Greek or not, that's an incident in which Grace has all the faith in the world, and then God say, "Get out of here, Grace. I ain't answering your prayers right now."
Call that woman a dog.
A dog.
That's the only time I had a problem with Jesus. Keep
A
going.
whole dog. Get out of here, you little dog.
That's all right, dog. I'll be a dog and lick real good. Even God almighty. My bad.
This is even the dogs get to eat from the crumbs of the master's table. I got 2 lessons for you today. Just 2. Typically, I say them to the end. I'll give them to you up front. Be unbreakable even when God stop acting like God, and keep swinging. Oh, we're going to talk today. We're going to talk today. I got 2 lessons for you. If you didn't hear me, I'm going to say it again, Jerome. Be unbreakable even when God stop acting like God in your life, and keep swinging. Now, I got you, Deanna. This is not an indictment against God. This ain't even a religious talk. I'm not even trying to bring up God. I'm just trying to tell you that if you live long enough, you look up and go, what is you doing up there? See, I want to be saved. Come on, Deanna, help us out in this place.
Okay, first off, me and God go back and forth on a consistent basis because he be telling me to do stuff and I be like, you tripping, I'm not doing that. Secondly, I am a descendant of Jonah. So he said go this way. I'd be like, no. He said talk to these people. I'd be like, I don't want to, but I end up doing it anyway. And third, don't we want God to stop acting like God in our life based on our perception of who God is?
Watch
Arguably debatable. If you have a no trauma, no other people's thoughts of ideas of in your head about God, and God is continuously blessing you, even in the good and the bad, not just through faith, but through expectation, because y'all don't believe the way you claim. So if you're one of those people that you just expect everything to work out for you no matter what, then yes, what you just said is not true. I want God to act exactly the way I want God to act.
I'm one of them. It's all the way.
But if you're a regular person that don't levitate to the front of the room like I just described, Deanna, you right on time. Okay,
Yeah,
keep going.
he do be having me messed up sometimes. So I'll be like, wait a minute. This is what I said. I don't want to do that. I'm expecting you to do this. So why are you not doing that? So no, yeah, God be tripping sometimes. He have a sense of humor. I don't be laughing with him, but he have a sense of humor.
So I want to define belief, because in order to be unbreakable, okay, I'm sorry. Let's back up just a little bit. I only want to talk about 2 things, just in case I haven't told you. Be unbreakable, even when God stop acting like God in your life, and keep swinging, just in case I haven't told you yet. Be unbreakable. Be unbreakable, Jerome, even when God stops acting like God in your life, and keep swinging.
Antonio.
Yes, sir.
Antonio.
Okay, you got Jerome.
Deanna,
Deanna, and then I'm
I'm
going to
done
tell
with
you
you.
what
Okay, I'm
belief
done
is.
with you.
I came out swinging today, Jerome.
Yeah, buddy, because the Lord done told me it's time for me to move back in my house, in that house with my sister.
Oh, Lord, yes.
And listen to me now. Now, remember the conversation you
I
had with
do.
me about her?
Mm-hmm.
And now he telling me to move back. And I'm sitting there going, excuse me, I didn't want to come where you got me at right now. I've been here 7 years. And now you telling me to go into that house? oh, you tripping, Lord. You know you tripping. Hello. And he said, and you know what he said to me? Is there a problem? Yeah. Is there a problem? No, Lord. He know I don't want to go in that house.
How do you handle it? Let's since Jerome wants to elevate the call, I shall follow him. How do you handle it, Dr. Joshua Ferris, when you're stuck between post-resurrection and pre-Pentecost?
Watch yourself.
I'm sorry. Can you bring that down for us that
Sure
don't
can.
understand what that means?
Sure can. How do you handle it after you watch other people crucify your dreams that you gave your whole life up for? And you've been promised it's going to be okay, but you hide in the room for fear of people who worship with you. John chapter 20.
Jonah.
Grace and the Jews were locked in a room for fear of the other Jews. Remember, let's just take this out of religion and let's just talk about crucifixion and what it was, Susan. Crucifixion was other people said, you got to die. Now, keep in mind, Dion, the people who were following Jesus closely, at least the 12, had to give up everything they were following to follow the one they were following. See, I don't want to do this. How do you handle it when Dr. Joshua Ferris says it's going to work out for me? Because to be inside the will of God is to be crucified by other people. It's appropriate, Grace. To be inside the will of God is to be crucified by other people. You don't lose your dreams because of your ignorance. You lose your dreams because somebody else put them on a cross. How do you handle it? I got you, Deanna. How do you handle it? When you believed for 3 years, I'm gonna follow Antonio, and then boom, he died. It dies. The company dies. And you got faith that the spirit will come, the blessings will come, or more accurately, the spirit coming, Emmanuel, actually means what is perfection would touch upon earth. So I'm in a messy situation, Ina, and I need what is perfect to come in my situation. How do you handle it when you've given every single thing you have to a dream? 100%. Not that trash stuff. I mean, you gave it all. You lost everything to follow this dream because you knew it was going to be worth it. And now your dream is dead by other people.
Okay, wait a minute. Because I got to get you right there in a few seconds past, but I got to get this in here. Antonio T. Smith Jr. First of all, I don't know why you got to be shaking your head when you got to do that. I know you got the locks flowing and whatnot now, but you know what? The attitude with with the crumbs and doing it to the, oh my God. But let me say this. Explain to me, please, sir. Please.
I think Dr. Ferris did with his last comment, or
Explain
second to
to
last comment.
me what is and who defines the mess, the garbage, not the 100%. Who discerns that of what is being given? Because when you're giving your best of the best that you have that is best, and you accepting the crumbs, and you giving out of your best, who determines that that is not your best? I'm just asking. It's just a question. Sandra,
Right, so it's a great question. I'd like to answer that from human experience. What I'm describing is when you give up your whole backup plan. your entire safety net. When you spend all your money, when your bank account, whatever you want to call bank account, is at zero, where if this does not work, you are ruined. And there's no recovery. That is what I'm calling you gave your best. When there's nothing else, when all you had left was your faith and your word. Y'all ever been there before? Y'all ever? I need some folk who really struggled before. All I got is my faith and my word. And I'd rather be dead than go through what I'm going through right now. That's what I'm calling your best, to where there's no other option. And if this does not work, it's over for you. Go ahead, Susan.
I feel I'm living that now.
That's is anybody else? No, I don't need everybody to answer.
Why
I need only the Susans to answer. Is there anybody else at I'm literally there right now? And Tony, I don't even know
Me,
how. Okay, there you go. Okay, keep going, Susan. Keep going.
and I'm here too. Yes.
yeah, I mean, having faith in you and what we're doing and all those things.
It's a tough situation, ain't it?
Yes.
Mhm.
But I just keep putting on the armor of God every day.
It's a tough situation. It
Yes.
really is. It really is. It's sometime I wake up and I go, I don't know if I can do this. All right. What I'm doing is impossible. It has not been done yet. And I don't know if I can do this. And then when I do, and I would like to tell you I never stayed alone. I don't know when I stay there. I just know one thing that's always true. I got to get up and face y'all. Somebody gonna catch that later. So somebody gonna catch that later. Doesn't matter what I feel.
Doggone skip it.
So, it doesn't matter what I feel. It does not, Otis, it does not matter what I feel. I do not have the luxury to quit. Because every day I feel like I cannot, on those days, I gotta answer one of y'all. And you don't need to be Antonio, when it's gonna happen, what I'm gonna do. And I go, Susan, I don't know either. Shit. We both can't be there.
Yeah, it's true. Why we all need to lift each other up every day.
Exactly why. That is exactly why. Can you imagine? Can you imagine praying to God, be like, God, what you gonna do about it? You messed up this time. I don't know what we gonna do. Can you imagine? It's crazy. Dr. Fair said something I really want to address. We are one with the baptism, so why not be one with the crucifixion? Facts. Facts. Hear me well. We're talking about being unbreakable. I'm only talking about two things so far. Two things. Just in case I haven't told you. I'm only talking about being so unbreakable that even when God don't act like God, you can still keep swinging. That's all I'm talking about. I know I haven't told y'all what I'm talking about yet, but I'm talking about be so unbreakable, even when God don't act like God in your life, you keep swinging. So let's talk about belief for a second. Antonio is going to define belief as such: the action, that's a loaded word, the action that displays your dominant thoughts. I came real close to pistos, just in different words. It's a Greek word. Don't worry about it. But I came real close. Faith is an action, and faith is not an action of something outside of you. It's an action of something very deep and dominant in you. You show your wife how much you believe in her with every trigger she touch in your relationship. Testing, testing, 1, 2, testing. Every single
You ain't
time.
right, boy. You ain't right, boy.
Belief is an action. See, our problem is here's our problem, Ina. Our problem is we make too many things of the of the of the metaphysical, too many things of religion, too many things of faith adjectives. Like today, we have worship robes, worship service. When never was worship supposed to be an adjective. An adjective modifies a noun. That's not what we that's not okay. Let me say it a different way. We have too many faith services, too many faith moments. Ina, faith ain't an adjective. Faith is a verb. Faith is not something modifying. Faith is not something you describe. Faith is something you do. And belief is the moving version of your faith. Please write that down. Ooh, they need to give me a microphone and put me in Washington, D.C.
Can I put that dun dun dun? It's right there. I'm just
Right
saying. That's
there.
all I'm gonna do.
Belief is your faith moving. Somebody just messaged me privately. I just realized I have no faith in God because I've seen too much to trust that I won't have to go through what others have gone through to get to their dreams and come out standing at the end. I'm going to repeat that. I feel this private messenger.
Yeah, please repeat that.
I'm a Antonio Smith it up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
We are now where I tried. This is why I start off with a story, because I knew the subject today was dear and tough. The private messenger said, I ain't got no faith in God because I see what Dr. Ferris go through, and I'm not going to do that for my dreams.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's what they said. Thank you so much, Grace.
Hi.
I
Hi.
got two.
Well,
Can I get
hi,
another
private
one?
person. I'm in the room with you.
I got two in the room. Can I get a third one? Can I get a third one? I say that's I'm not that crucifixion. I can't do it. It's true. You look at the cost of being great, and you say, no,
Nah.
no.
But
no.
I want to say, I mean, as
Talk
a
to
good
me.
person, I want to say
Thank you,
I
Dion.
will,
Thank you, Dion.
you
Thank you for
know?
telling us how we be lying. Keep on going, Dion.
Yeah. It's like he died for me on the cross, Come on. How
Yeah,
can I not?
you ain't got to have no Bible, no Quran. You don't need no difference between 2 Corinthians, 2 Chronicles. Looking at what other folk go through, and then you lose a bunch of times, losing will change you. And if you lose enough, you're gonna say, I'm not for the hurt no more.
But I'm in the room with Grace and
Thank
whoever
you so
wrote
much.
that.
I got 3 of them. It's only 3 of them. The rest of these are levitating individuals. They're levitating carbon-based creatures. Thank you, private messenger, because you're getting what I'm trying to present us. Be unbreakable. Grace, I forgot to tell y'all what I'm talking about today. It's only 2 things. Be so unbreakable that even when God stop acting like God, you keep swinging. That's all I'm only talking about what I'm talking about. Ebony, belief is your faith moving. What is faith? It is the thing in you. What is belief? The moving dominant thoughts from your faith.
Wait,
I'll
repeat that.
Faith is the dominant thoughts in you. But the problem with dominant thoughts is, Grace, we don't know what those dominant thoughts. Dion just told us, well, as a good person, I want to say, yeah. So we make believe those are dominant thoughts. You only dominantly move. Let me explain real quick. If I do this all the time, y'all heard me say this before, so it's going to be boring. You're going to hear me say it again. All you're going to be a millionaire. You got doggone right in the next 2 seconds. And then everybody dominant thoughts kicked in. Can't do that in no 2 seconds. Jeff Bezos didn't have that problem. Elon Musk did not have that problem. The dude that owned the little cognac and Louis Vuitton, his name of the company, his initials, they ain't got a problem with that. Don't have no problem with this. But when I put a time constraint on your millionaire status, your dominant thoughts came out. And that's your belief. A simpler way to put this, and Deanna, get ready in 36, I'm coming to you. Antonio, can you help me know my dominant beliefs? It is everything you allow in your reality. Go ahead, Phil.
Abraham of Esther and Jerry Hicks says, belief is a thought you just keep thinking.
Keep on thinking. Keep on thinking. Abraham Esther Hicks is in alignment with Albert Einstein. Energy over time becomes matter. That's what E equals MC squared. It's energy over a time squared becomes unmovable. Once energy becomes mass, it takes thousands or millions of years to decay from this universe. That's not new age thinking. That is science. I dare you put a rock in your room. You're going to die before that rock does.
Antonio,
Yes, ma'am.
question. So the underlying thoughts that would actually go into the agreements that we have made with, you know what I'm saying, to ourselves also. Would that be the same thing?
Yes, I would agree with that because agreement is stronger than underlining thoughts. Agreement is a thought you put movement to. Agreement is closer to a vow.
Okay.
When you make an agreement with yourself, you're making a vow. And vows, what's that lady name? What's that woman preacher name? That Joyce Myers. Joyce Myers says that the problem with us is we make vows. And by the time we're grown, we can't break those vows. And God can't get in those vows.
Because that's the book that I'm reading. I'm reading the Four Agreements. So I was just thinking how, if we change those agreements and do better ones, then that might shift those, I'm saying, what you were talking about, kind of.
So I told somebody this morning that same thing with this, and with a little bit more, so with a little bit more ascension on it. I said, don't change. I didn't have this conversation with you for you to change. What was you thinking? That's not what I said. I said, do it all. Do all of it. If you don't like it, stop doing it. You keep trying to change instead of creating the things you don't need to change. Okay, go ahead. Soon you come back down, we can get your question. It's if you don't like a thing, Ina, stop it. If you like a thing, do it. Then the next step is simple, Dr. Ferris. Now we getting into y'all religion. If you do a thing, Ana, and it rewards you, keep it up. If you do a thing and it does not reward you, analyze it. It's that simple. It really is that simple. I can stand in a room full of scholars right now, and they're going to have the hardest time poking a hole in what I said. Now, there's plenty of holes I could poke myself, but you're not going to be able to poke a hole in the fundamental basis that I just laid. You cannot poke a hole that a good tree bears good fruit, and a bad tree does not. If you remove which I'll call sin out of it, because I'm not doing the terrible sin correlation, Grace, that if you're a good person and you got bad things happening in your life, then you're doing bad. That's what Job's best friends did. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just simply trying to tell you that if you believe in something and it works out, repeat it. And then only repeat the things that something out there keeps rewarding you for. Y'all keep trying to change. Respectfully, I'm gonna get in trouble here. Respectfully, repent does not mean to change. It means to change directions. It means to stop that direction. Now, can you poke holes in what I said? Sure, you can. But remember, I'm not having a theological discussion. I'm not having a totality discussion of your life. I'm saying I'm only talking about two things: be unbreakable, even when God ain't acting like God, and keep swinging. It really is that simple. If Antonio, how can you say it's that simple? Because that seems heretical. All right, I got you. Jerome, I just believe that the Holy Spirit will move you if you're doing something you shouldn't be doing. That sounds like your scriptures. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with putting too much faith into our actions. And here's the problem with not putting enough faith in our actions. It's just there's this weird, unexplainable. We've been arguing it since the first century, and we still have to argue it now. But if I keep saying, Ina, just get better and better each day, it's going to work out, then what's the point of the cross?
One more time. One more time.
If I keep saying, just get better and better each day, then what's the point of the cross? So there's something there that I gotta be careful about that. There's something there, but at the same time, there is an active participation in something that happened before we got here. You don't have to agree with me, but Jerome's apostle, who is Saul, who calls himself Paul, and a few people calls it a reasonable service. It's our reasonable service to participate in the sacrifice that happened before we got here. I wish this mic wouldn't $3,000. I'd sure drop it, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Okay. There has to be. Me and Dr. Ferris were talking yesterday, He brought up a bunch of stuff. I want to say so many things, but it wasn't my platform. I want to say so much, but it wasn't my platform. It's his platform. There's two things he brought up that I really wanted to say, but one of them, my ears start burning. I wanted to say something so bad. He started talking about free will, and I wanted to jump in there. Oh my God, I wanted to, but I let it be because it's not my platform. I am Deanna, get ready to go. I'm sorry. I am Neo in the Matrix. I am so gung ho, Otis, about destiny is stupid. Fate is stupid. Don't tell me I control my own fate. I'm the captain of my own soul. But the more my human eyes see things, the more I recognize I'm not controlling everything out here. Some things happen just the way they are. And I'll explain. So I've come to it to reckon now. This, I'm gonna draw it on the whiteboard. This is how I view free will. It's important that you all I want to tell you receive this. Excuse me. This is how I view free will. You are more than welcome to disagree, but I'm only supporting Grace. Be unbreakable, even when God stop acting like God in your life and keep swinging. That's all I'm doing. So that's all I'm doing. I know I haven't told you what I'm talking about yet, but if you allow me to tell you, be unbreakable, even when God stop acting like God in your life and keep swinging. This is how I view free will. Dr. Ferry's gonna have fun with this, but this is how I view free will. Okay, that's how I view free will. So he gonna have fun poking a hole in this later. But just hear me out for a moment. I think this is, I if anything, I think this proves that I am a great thinker. It does not prove that I am right. I think it just proves that I think. Is that? Did I hear what I said? I think it just proves that I think. All right. So here is free. Here is existence. This circle represents existence. Is this okay? The circle represents existence, and this line represents man's existence and theos's existence. Whatever you want to call theos, that's up to you. Fate, ancestors, whatever, it doesn't matter. But we're going to I wish I could draw, but I probably can't draw. Anyway, I'll put God here. Please put God in whatever your translation will be that allows you to walk with me in this conversation. Is that okay? Uh-oh. No, not just did. Didn't do that. Don't know what that is. All right. So what I want you to do is, here is God. Don't know how to fix that, but we're going to make it work. There we go. Here is God. And move out the way. There we go. I have no idea what this thing is, but y'all going to be okay. Here is God. And here is man. This is the traditional way to think about free will. Now, since this is a circle, Otis, we're going to call this a whole. Is this okay? It's a whole. A whole is 100%. So when Grace says, well, yeah, Grace, our resident mathematician,
I'm here.
if I exercise 60% of my free will, then God is exercising 40% of his sovereignty. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. This is how we think. That if I exercise my free will, God is giving up God's sovereignty. That's pretty accurate, very difficult to disagree with. Okay. Again, I'm not saying this is right, Jerome. What I'm saying is it just proves that I'm a thinker. Now, a great thinker, we'll find out. So if God exercises 100% of sovereignty in your life, Jerome, how much free will do you have? Zero, none, nil. Okay. So can we see how the way we think of free will is the ancestors, God, fate, destiny, Harry Potter, whatever, right? Something like that. is giving way to whatever we think. Have I lost anybody so far? This is exactly how we think of free will. I don't agree with this, Dr. Ferris. I'm saying this in front of my doctoral professor, so I do not agree with this. This is how I look at free will. I think free will, I think what we call God stands outside of our free will paradigm. I'm not convinced. Actually, I'm not just not convinced. I vehemently disagree with God being inside the percentage, the functionality, the formula of our free will. I disagree with that. So
But
what
isn't,
say it again.
sorry, but isn't basically how I look at it is because of what he did, I'm able to have the free will to do what I want. Now, if I do it outside of the blessings that are supposed to align with what I'm doing, then that's part of the learning journey.
You're actually proving my future point. So let me show you now. You're actually proving my future point. I don't know how to delete right here. I only know the classic whiteboard. I need to really learn this one. This is so cool because y'all are on here. Let's see. Undo. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. All right. So here is our little paradigm to back up what Jalen just said. Here is where God, ancestors, fate, destiny stands. So, Jalen, you actually proved my point by accident. Here is God. Here is man. Therefore, Dr. Ferris can operate in 100% of free will. It has nothing to do with God's sovereignty. God can operate in 100% sovereignty. It has nothing to do with Dr. Ferris's rejection of said sovereignty. That's how I view free will. That is I don't know if it's different, but I know for sure it's different for lay leaders. I'm sure some scholar has said this before. I don't know, but this is how I view free will, that God's sovereignty is outside our free will. Now, let me bring this into a point. You got just as much free will as Jonah. Allow me to explain. Jonah said, Dr. Ferris, gonna say them folk. God, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Why not, my son? Well, you too nice. As funny as this is, I'm being very, very conservative. You're too nice. You know what them people out there doing. They absolutely kill ancestors. They divide up the people. We like they kill, they separate, they scatter the families all across. Their slaves. It's no, no. I'm not going to say that. I'm going not to do that. God said, "You going to Nineveh." Jonah said, "I'm going to Joppa." Just so we understand the difference between that. Okay. Let me just show you. Let me just show you what that looks like geographically. You know what? Forget this. Let me show you what that looks like geographically with the United States map. Okay. this is what Jonah did. This is what Jonah did. I just want to share everybody what Jonah did, just about geographically. We're gonna go to the large state of Texas. Okay. Okay, large state of Texas. And Jonah right here in Galveston. And Jonah was told by God, going on over here to Dallas. And Jonah was like, "No, son, I'm going to Brownsville. Can't do it." Okay, it's just so we clear. That's how far away. So far till it took 3 days and some big whatever. Plus a full day's journey inland just to get where he was going. So this is my point here, Otis. Jonah was going to Nineveh, one way or the other. He was going to go in comfort or he was going to go in that beast. But he was going to Nineveh. So much to the point to where the big old fish was navigating him with GPS coordinates and spit him out on the shore to get to where he was supposed to go. Now, here's my point. What you're going to have to do is be unbreakable. Because while God is not acting like God, your free will is being very active. And that has nothing to do with the plan God has for you. Mm, 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 mm. Don't matter if you believe. Antonio, you only get believed. You only get blessed when you believe. Oh, really? Because there's a whole bunch of texts in the Quran, in the Torah, in the New Testament that says God shows up with people who do not have faith presently. I could point them out, but I don't feel like going through all the texts. Gideon, you mighty man of valor. I could, Jerome. I could, but I ain't gonna make y'all shout like that, but I could. Or peace be unto you. So as the Father sent me, so have I sent you, and then breathe upon them the Holy Spirit. I could, but I'm not. Dr. Ferris said in the chat, you affirm some form of non-competitive view of our free actions and God's casual control of these actions, it seems. I do. That's one of the few times I'm going to be like, I absolutely do. I do. Why? Ina, this is why. Because I recognize some things are bigger than my mood swings. Some things are bigger than my ability to have faith. Some things are bigger than my ability to wake up in a good mood. And whether I want to, I promise you, when I was a baby, I did not say, you know what? I want to get to 42 years old and lead 60 something people to dreams that they have never dreamed of. And I want all that pressure upon me. Yes. Oh my God, I can't wait to get all that pressure. I'm so happy about that, Tracy. Never in my life would I ever. Never. But here I'm is. You gotta allow me that colloquialism, okay? Allow me that. I know I got the degrees, but just allow me the here I'm is, which is one word, by the way. Here I'm is. It's one full word. There's no spaces in between that, Otis. No spaces whatsoever. Here I'm is. Okay, let's go higher. Ina, can you keep swinging? Because there's a difference between knowing what to do and doing what to do. It's a big difference. We all know we need to lose weight. But do the lose weight? You understand what I'm talking about. You understand, Damali. You understand. Yeah, he I'm is right there. That's it, Ebony. That's it right there. That's how you spell that. Listen, I'm not trying to tell y'all life is good. I think I'd rather tell you, Susan, life is good because you're here. Life is not good. This is a very violent world that doesn't actually support human life as comfortably as we think it does. There are thousands of ways to die every single day. And we feel I'm not even talking about the psychological stuff. Like I'm not even getting into like the esoteric things. You can just okay, no problem. You can just die just from putting your nose in the pillow for too long. Drink coffee and throw up in the middle of your sleep and suffocate on your vomit. Or just have an aneurysm. You don't even know what's going on. blood clot, just loosen up. There's so many different ways that we can get out of here. Susan, life ain't good. But life is good because you exist. That's a big difference. And until you get an alignment that grace, life is not good until you got here, then you literally are not making this world a better place. I got myself timed in 25-minute intervals. I'm about to walk real hard in 2 minutes. Okay. Walk real hard in 2 minutes. Grace, this life sucks. Until you got here. That's the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. That's the difference between mental agility and traditionalism. Remember, tradition is the living faith of the dead. It's a good thing. Traditionalism is the dead faith of the living. Well, this is how we do things over here. Yeah, that's traditionalism. Whatever organization that is, Jerome, is going to die in 6 months. Andy Stanley says it best. A leader who will not listen to his people will be eventually surrounded by people who have nothing to say. Andy Stanley says it best. He really does. Grace, I wish I can help you along this journey, but I can't. So what I want to do now is I want to tell all of y'all, write down for me on your pieces of paper, whatever you're going to do. Title this section, The Power of Emotional Resilience. So what I want you to write down. Now we need to define resilience. In simple Antonio terms, Kenneth, is to get back up. It's as simple as that. To be stretched and go back to your natural form. Elasticity. Resilience is how many times can I hurt Ina's feelings and she still don't change and stay a nice person. I'm talking only to my empaths. If you're not an empath, you're not going to get the next 5 minutes. Only talking to my empaths. If you're not an empath, check out for 5 minutes. Check on Facebook real quick, Twitter. Just go ahead and multitask. We'll come back to you in a little bit. If you are an empath, how many of you empaths have said, I need to toughen up? I need to stop being so emotional. Can I keep going? Can I keep going? I need to stop being so, I need to act like them. Uh-oh. Come on now. Come on, help me, somebody. Come on now.
Silence yourself, Antonio. Silence.
They
Silence.
do it to me. They do it to me. God ain't getting them. God ain't gonna get me.
I'm gonna get them before they get me.
Wow.
I'm gonna hit you with my slipper.
I deserve it. You be that old church lady, walk down the aisle and throw it. I deserve it. And I'm not saying y'all wrong. What I'm saying is you're resilient when you deserve to do everything I just said and you don't. Y'all have resilience wrong. Resilience is not to get stronger. Resilience is to recognize you don't need to. Phil, we're going to save some lives today. Okay, somebody going to come down and say, what must I do to be saved? We're going to save some lives today, Jerome. Resilience is not about being stronger, Ina. It is about recognizing that Tracy doesn't have to. All you empaths, I got 2 more minutes with you empaths, and they can get off Facebook right after this. All you empaths, this whole time you've been trying to get tougher. What if God got tougher with you? You're literally God's heart on this earth. Susan, let's keep it real. We got enough tough people out here. We don't need another one.
Okay, you saying that you trying to make it seem like being an empath is great, but God get his heart broken every single second of every single minute of every single day.
And you are as strong as him, not me. That's the point I'm making. That's the point. Everybody was saying Antonio's strong. No, I'm not. Susan is. See, let me tell you the difference between power. So Greek has like 4 different words for power. There's dunamis and there's exousia. Exousia is authority. Dunamis is power. It's where we get dynamite from, Susan. Dynamite. Now watch this here. Phil, this is honest God truth, you can look it up. When we launch a rocket into space, the first thing NASA does is they take is it half a million? Yeah, it's either 500,000 or it's 500,000. They take 500,000 of gallons of water and flood the launch pad, all that area, for multiple reasons. For one, the sound is absorbed by water. The water then vaporizes because the only way we know how to move forward is Newton's third law of motion. We don't know how to, like, humans don't know another way to move forward. Throw something out the back, you move forward. That's the only way we know how to move forward on this planet. And it's the truth. Like, even if you run, you put one leg back so you can move forward. We have yet in human existence figured out another way to push anything forward. So Antonio is strong loudly. There's a difference between an empath and strength. Some forms of strength, Susan, is loud, like a rocket. See, when Jesus wanted to go through space, Jesus just floated silently. Ain't that your belief, Susan? It's just Acts chapter 1, verse 8. Just went up there. Jerome, with no loud affair, with no rockets, just I'm gone, y'all. Just take care. And just with no fanfare, just went up. Okay. When rain goes up to the clouds, it's without fanfare. You don't even know it. You don't even know that water is being vaporized into clouds until them clouds get gray. You don't even know it. It's so silent you don't even know. But when man sends things in the sky, it's loud. Do not confuse Antonio's loud strength with Susan's quiet God power. All you empaths have real power. Blessed are those empaths who were loudly hurt and quietly did not change. Grace, I'm only talking about 2 things. I forgot. I digress. I meant to tell you, Grace, to be unbreakable. Even when God is not acting like God, keep swinging. Ina, I'm supposed to tell you as a motivational speaker, keep moving forward. Life gonna break your legs. I know y'all out here acting like entrepreneurship is easy. Fool around, become an entrepreneur, and watch how many second jobs you gotta get privately without telling people.
Watch yourself.
Without telling people, Tracy. It's folk right now on this call delivering food. Ain't telling nobody. Don't tell nobody. You at DoorDash, QDash, and A Dash. I don't even know. I mean, these other companies don't exist, but you get the point. Okay, you get the point. There is nothing about winning that will ever be easy. champions know this. There is nothing about winning that will ever be easy. Johnny, you want to say something earlier? Go ahead. I'm gonna pull up a clip too while you want to say something. Say something else then. Nope. Say it anyway. Say how mad you are at me about this conversation. That's okay. That's okay. I got my clip up, so you good.
Okay.
I got my clip up. You good now? Got my clip up. You were silent long enough. I want to show you something real quick.
When it comes to discipline, you have to sacrifice loved ones. You have to sacrifice loved ones for a long period of time if you want to be great. It is very unfortunate. I am getting up every single day at 5 or 6 a.m. And when I get home after everyone leaves the gym, I'm going to take a nap. So now you're sacrificing your loved ones because you're not spending time with them. And when I wake up, I'm probably going to train again. And then I'm going to have dinner. And then I'm going to bed. And I'm going to do that every single day for a long period of time. That's sacrificing and discipline. You know, and for me, I was 18 when I came into the league. I got my best friends from high school that's now in college. And they're calling me, telling me, you got to come down to these parties. You're not going to college. You're never going to be in college. And I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I look back on it now. I wish I would have done a few of them. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I wish I did.
The rest of the call is in that energy. In order to keep swinging, you got to sacrifice all loved ones to keep swinging. Let's go back to little Sammy. You know how much pride he had to sacrifice to keep swinging up? Do you understand how many of y'all like looking stupid? How many of y'all like looking stupid publicly? How many of you, if somebody make you look stupid public and do it intentional, it's gonna be a circus right where they did it at.
You're going to see me.
Thank you so much, Janae. Otis is like, yeah, don't get it twisted, Antonio. No, let this professionalism fool you. Wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Okay, I understand. Y'all know how it is, Ina. That idea of being publicly embarrassed is the only way we are all getting to greatness. There is no road to greatness that does not come with public, humiliating, debilitating embarrassment. You'll never see it.
I just refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that I have to be publicly crucified to get to where I want to go. But at the same time, a part of me is like, nah, fool, you're going to have to go through that. And I'm like, I'm not like, I've seen too many do it. And I mean, no.
Is there one with her?
I've seen you be publicly crucified on multiple occasions. I tell you all the time, you better stay at the 100% of your health because I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. No.
You know the crazy thing. You know the crazy
You know
thing
what,
is,
Gianna? That's it. It's something to think about, and it's something that is so real and unavoidable. Yet we never want it to happen. However, it is no other way. There are so many times that we all have been there, and we don't even realize it until later on. Some of the things that have been brought up as far as just like this past Sunday during the trauma bonding video from the course. When I tell you to think about the people who had to give their testimony and yet still not know that what they were doing was crucifying themselves, and other people crucifying them while it's being done, and yet they have no doubt of it until later on. It's unavoidable, and yet through that, there is an elevation that has to come. That's why I think it's so awesome. And I know what you're going to say, Antonio T. Smith Jr., but this is Sandra Lucky just saying, I promise you, it's on my mind, and it's what I think, it's who I am. When Jesus Christ said, it is you that say, because they were saying all this stuff about him. You the one saying that about me. He said it so many times through scripture, and yet out of the same mouth, he's able to tell the people that are acting like they did everything holy, that they never had any fault, that they were doing something that was ungodly. Don't be like these people, because they standing in front of you acting like they have no sin. I'm just saying, that's Sandra Lucky just saying. I'm gonna be quiet. Just saying, because it's real.
I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you. You got nothing to say towards that. You got a lot of great points there. Back to you, Dion. Double back to you, but Sandra's in the same energy. Do I get to Trinace? Deanna said, I just can't see it. I just don't understand the public embarrassment. I understand it. I just can't see it. Antonio, you crucified every day. You know how much we would have salaries right now if y'all would just share statuses? Yep, you ain't like that. If you would just share statuses in the silence.
I do.
Just fair enough. You sure do. If you would just share statuses in the silence, this has been done years ago. But somebody got to be crucified, because it's so much easier to crucify somebody else than it is yourself. Remember, ain't nobody ever put themselves up on the cross. Remember that. You didn't like that. I know you didn't like that, but that's my cross to bear. And here's the crazy part about it, Jerome. I ain't supposed to say that aloud. I'm supposed to just silently keep my mouth shut, because nobody likes a complaining winner. It's the truth. Go ahead, Trinace.
Okay. So I know that that's true, because before my Auntie Jay died, what she said to me, first of all, you out here writing all these books for girls to be good, and they don't want to be good. They just want to be bad. They just want to be bad. And then she said, you are not going to reach your level until you share everything that you have been through and you've gotten through it. Because everybody see you as this person who can do everything, who can handle everything, and nothing ever goes wrong. And then I thought about it. I said, well, I don't know. But as we having this conversation, I believe it's true. When I think about some of the relationships that I had where people won't tell me certain things because, well, that's not good enough to tell her, or she's too high and she's gonna think badly of me. So until I'm willing to share some of those embarrassing times and embarrassing moments, because there are plenty, then
you're never gonna make it. Until you share, you're never gonna make it, because we don't like perfect heroes. And as long as you're being perfect, you're not relatable. As long as you're not relatable, there's no conversations. As long as there's no conversations, there's no clients. As long as there's no clients, there's no cash. It's that simple. Now, I said what I said about y'all sharing statuses, proving that somebody got to be crucified. See, part of leadership is to look at the crucifixion, see it coming, and still let them put you on the cross. But they don't like that. They don't like that. They don't like that. That's why everybody's not a leader. Nobody would follow me if I was unstable. Name one of y'all would be here if my mood swang. No. Don't sleep on that. Every time y'all see me, y'all meet me being consistent. Years still ain't changed. Otis, still no chink. Just is what it is. I wake up every day. I get punched in the face by the universe. I go back and I say, all right, let's do it again. I take my losses in front of y'all and still come out a winner. Y'all missing it. I'm trying to tell you about keep swinging. If nothing else is the truth about me, Jerome, I'm gonna keep swinging. If y'all ain't, Antonio, tell me somebody that's gonna keep swinging. Me, I'm gonna keep swinging. Take this whole company from me, Damali, I'm gonna keep swinging. Let everybody leave, keep swinging. Aina, let it all go down, keep swinging. Is it because I'm resilient? No. It's because keep swinging is in my DNA. Because the alternative, Ina, is to stop. And I don't make a good slave. I feel like stopping is slavery. I feel like if I stop, I would be a slave to whatever made me stop. Do you know how stubborn I am?
That's good right there, Antonio T. Smith Jr. That's good right there. If you stop, you feel like you would be a slave to whatever
made me stop.
Made you stop.
You hear me?
Ooh.
Damali, that's real talk, Damali. That's real talk. I don't make a good slave. Whatever made me stop, Jerome, if I stay there, that's slavery, and I can't do it. I don't even know how I got on my mama's womb. I'm surprised I ain't just sitting there. It's comfortable up in here. I'm surprised I'm so stubborn. It's warm in here. I'm not moving. Her body must have pushed me out because I don't see how I just came out willingly. No, I can't do it. I don't want to stop and stay in whatever made me stop. I'm not saying I'm tough, Grace. I'm just saying that whenever God stop acting like God, keep swinging. Today we're talking about being unbreakable. I'm sorry to just give you my topic. We're talking about being unbreakable. I told you earlier there's only two things you need to be unbreakable. I gave you one, which was resilience. We're now at the point where I must give you the second one. I'm going to lose my whole audience feel. Forgiveness. They're right there. They all left. The whole yeah. I don't know if y'all saw the Scorpio's mouths turn up. All the Scorpios and the Tauruses turned their mouths up. Okay. Forgiveness, resilience, and forgiveness. Let me tell you why forgiveness matters. Because anything making you not forgive is pushing away your dreams. Mm, 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 mm. Antonio, prove it. Say less. Quantum mechanics says that the entire world is vibrating. So what you call reap and sow, cause and effect, law of attraction, It's simply a side effect of the law of vibration, which is a quantum mechanical scientific effect. It's not New Age thinking. You don't have to believe me. Just get drunk. No. One of the greatest ways to see if I'm right is get drunk. Give Susan 6 shots of tequila and watch how Susan's equilibrium recognizes the world is spinning. You do know the earth is spinning. And if you get drunk, you're going to remember the earth is spinning. Lay down and find out.
Do that on one.
Oh, what? You fool around and get drunk and lay down and watch. You just watch. Now Otis been to college. He know what I'm talking about. You just watch. But you're going to remember the world is spinning. The world in itself. And here's the crazy thing. The earth is not just spinning. See, Jerome, what they teach us is the earth is spinning, but that's not what's happening. The earth is also moving at 186,000 miles per hour. Well, that's too fast. That's speed of light. It's moving at something. I forget what it is. It's moving while spinning. So it's really doing this because the galaxy is ever expanding. So everything is always moving. Ana, you don't have to believe me. Drive your car and hit the brakes and see what happens if you go 70 kilometers per hour. Don't put on your seatbelt. Hit the brakes and see if science does not apply to you. She will hit the windshield at the speed the wind is hitting the shield. It's called inertia. Now that we understand that the universe is moving, it means everything is in vibration. And look it up, Otis. Earthquakes only tear down buildings vibrating at the same frequency, megahertz, as the earthquake. So, how many of you have been mad and actually found yourself shaken? I'm only talking with us folk with anger problems. I'm not talking to these saved folk. I'm not talking to these saved folk. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. You
I
look
almost
down.
put my hand too high. I was jumping up.
Stay out my house, sir. Get out my house.
Prophet Jerry and Grace almost knocked their shoulder caps off. Raise up their heads. Okay. Everything's in vibration. Every single thing is in vibration. And forgiveness is meditation. It's God's vibration.
Shut up and keep
Antonio,
talking.
Shut up and keep talking. Go ahead, Phil.
All right, Grace, that's a t-shirt.
That surely is.
That's a t-shirt. Put Grace at the bottom of it.
Go ahead, Phil.
to the mature being, understanding replaces forgiveness.
That's ascension level forgiveness.
No,
What is
so you said forgiveness is God's meditation? Is that what you said?
That's right.
Okay.
Forgiveness is God's meditation. 100%. What Phil just said, understand to the mature being, understanding is greater than forgiveness. That's somebody. Jerome, let me show you what that looks like. Y'all killing me? Hold up. God forgive them, for they know not what they do. That's what that is, Jerome.
Dum, dum, dum.
I know I'm dying, but if you can give me one moment, please forgive them. Mother, this is your son. Son, this is your mother. Jerome, tell me I'm lying. Come on now. That
I mean, because it went a little different than what you're saying, Antonio T. Smith Jr. I'm just saying. It went a little different, just a little different. You said, wait a minute, I know I'm dying. But what was really being said, I know they killing me.
Oh, that's okay.
So forgive. Oh my God, that's just
that's
so.
fair. That's fair.
Mm,
That's
that's
fair. Do you understand how much understanding you have to do to stop dying, pause, dying, and say, Phil, we good. Don't even trip. That's what
Oh,
Phil's
wait,
talking about.
Antonio T. Smith Jr., can I say this? Because I feel some type of way right now. That wasn't correction. That was extra panoramic view. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Listen, Jerome, in fairness, understanding is forgive them for they know not what they do. Today you will be in me in paradise. And woman, this is your son. Son, this is your mother. Okay.
Antonio,
Y'all can finish. Y'all can finish now.
I had that conversation with somebody this past week.
Come on, man.
And I took it just a little bit further.
Mm-hmm.
If you allow me.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Father, forgive Jerome,
Mm.
for he know not what he did.
Mm.
He made it personal. Come on now, sir.
Thank you for that, Deanna. 107,000 kilometers. Thank you so much. Now I know. You know what, Jerome? Let me piggyback off of you for a moment. Let's bring back up this Jesus guy again. Let's bring this up. Let's bring this up, Ina. Everybody gonna we're gonna bring this up. Everybody gonna understand it, right? You don't need no religious background to understand what I'm about to say. Let's just process this real quick. This guy thought he was dying for a good reason. That's fair, yes? Okay. Doesn't matter. The faith is irrelevant. What I need you to recognize, though, Phil, is he was dying for people who did not like him. That's what we leave out the story, Susan. Oh, he died for me. Yeah, that's because you believe and you like him. This man was dying for folk who spit on him and can't stand him. Forget the faith aspect of it, Melissa. Can you forgive people who hate you? And look, so Melissa goes, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Okay. All right. Ina, can you forgive the male chauvinist pig? Thank you, Ina, for your honesty. See, it's so easy. It's so easy to it's tough. Listen, it's easy to say, oh, Antonio, I can forgive the crackhead down the street because you don't suffer with that. Can you forgive what you suffer with? Here's a correlation I've noticed in human life. Y'all are not gonna like this. Y'all not gonna like it. I might say it and run off the screen, Grace, like Roadrunner. I might. From Wile E. Coyote. I just might, Grace. I might. Okay. I might. People who forgive, people who forgive rarely interrupt people when they talk.
Watch yourself.
Human experience. People who are in a state of forgiveness, no matter how ignorant someone has said, or no matter how, because they ain't got no triggers.
Yeah, well, I already knew that I had lost that. So you didn't have to just prove me wrong. Because if you talking crazy, I'm sorry. You go no. You go no. Even though I'm much improved, you still, if you go too long, that's why I'm in correction 2.0. That's why right
so
now.
Good. That's so good. That's much improved. That's that. I mean, I don't smoke as much weed as I used to, Antonio.
Well, I will let you talk a little bit longer and not say nothing.
That's so good. That's so good.
But I ain't lying. I'm gonna let you talk a little bit longer.
Just
and then if it get too much,
till I stood all I could stood.
Then she gonna cut you.
Then what happens? I say, you know what? You're right. Let me get you a member of management because I can't listen to you because I'm not gonna talk to you. I can't listen to you no more.
That's so fair. That's so fair.
But I got a question,
you-
Trinae. Because it's at what point, because there is a whole time, right, for when you have to forgive someone, because you can't say forgive in the moment of something happening,
Okay.
and or in
Watch
the
this.
moment
I'm gonna push it
before
further when
something
she finished. I'm gonna push it further when she finished. Watch what I'm
when
about to say.
whenever something happens, and I talk about, I'm talking about this because of the breakthrough that I made right here in this community with this family, the support of you all helping me to get past the abusive trauma that I was dealing with, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after you cuss them out or whatever happens, or they have done taken you to the very last edge of your nerve, at what
That's a
point,
real geographical location too.
like for real? So at
At
what
least for
point
black folk, that
do
is.
you
I don't know about y'all.
realize that, okay, something in me needs more to forgive them than I need to hold on to what I am holding on to hold them in that spot? Because as long as I hold them in that spot, then I can't let go of where I am.
This is
So you
true.
want me to? So you want me to give you my answer?
Go ahead,
Yes,
then.
ma'am.
Go on,
Because
spice the class up.
So because it's going to be crazy. So how I forgive people is you don't exist. If I see you, it's just like this. If I see you, hey, you
Yeah,
don't
look at
exist
the
anymore.
you got an amen from the little pink corner over here.
That's how I do it, because that's just how I do it,
Okay,
because
watch this.
you're not
Oh, come
you're
on.
not on my mind no more. And if you're not on my mind, then I don't have nothing to forgive you for. And I
All right.
know that probably seemed weird to some people. It's just like Control Alt Delete.
That sounds perfectly normal to me. Okay.
That's so
Ain't too much difference between Scorpios, Tauruses, Geminis. Ain't too much difference.
that's and it's unfortunate that I'm like that. I'm trying to figure out how I cannot be like that, but that's how I operate. For me to not be hurt by not remembering what you did.
So okay, let me tell you what you're doing. Dear God, please giveth me what I asked for. Sure. It's on the way. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm going to take that back into you, because you were focused on your prayers. Now you focus on cussing her out. So when you finish focus on that, I will then give you what you've been focusing on.
All
That's
right,
a word.
can we just stop? I mean, I get it. Can we move on?
This ain't even my conversation. This is their conversation. He's just
No, we cannot move on.
Okay, but
That's
I'm
just
gonna
how
tell
I
you why we
operate.
can't move on. I'm
That's
gonna
my
tell you why
safe.
we
That
can't
for
move on.
me. That for me. That's my safety.
This
That's
ain't
my
even my
safety.
conversation.
And see, that's where I was whenever the conversation came up. Hold on, I gotta make sure.
Okay, hold on. While she's doing that, I'm gonna catch everybody else up in the conversation. While she's saying, hold up, because somebody out here's Dion, somebody out here is going, I ain't got a problem with no people. You got a problem with your dreams not coming up on time.
I'm sorry.
Watch yourself.
Yeah. You got a problem with them bills not being paid on time.
Watch yourself.
So the
Okay? I
same
told you to
way
watch yourself.
Trinace is pushing her dreams away from people is the same way you pushing your dreams because you can't control the abundance in your life. Same energy.
That's right.
Okay, so
Same energy.
I
Okay.
had to make sure that my
Now we all part of the conversation. Like somebody was literally going, I ain't got over this. I don't bother nobody. Yeah, but you frustrated all the time.
You watch it, you rogue. You rogue, Antonio.
Go ahead,
so that's
Sandra.
why I can say about, and this is why I continue to bring it up, because it has held space in my life for so long.
Yeah.
The person that murdered my father.
Oh yeah, I forgot that happened to you.
Yeah, and it took, I will never forget that night that we did that course, that lesson on forgiveness and how it blocks your blessings. Because I was talking about, well, why can't I get any further than where I am? Because I was literally wasn't getting anywhere. And I already was aggravated with what I have to go through, but I know that I could do more than what I was doing.
Right.
So I stayed up that whole entire night. I was just like, oh my God. And I kept going over in my head what everybody was saying. And I'm like, well, what is it that I haven't forgiven someone for? And when I went down this list, it was like a ton of bricks. Like, Sandra, you never forgave the man that murdered your father. And you never forgave your father for passing. So with those
Go
two
come back
things,
to that.
oh my God, when I tell you it was a real breakthrough, and it literally, I watched it move me from being this is true, Antonio T. Smith Jr.
Yep.
and the
You're
team.
speaking
This is
well.
true. It moved me from being able to not do anything, or should I say stay in the mess that I was in and still trying to figure out what's going on, to move into the next level of speaking, letting stuff fall off of me. Like, for real. If you look at where I started speaking before everybody,
yep,
and look at it at the beginning and now, it's like, oh my God, it's so different. Like, so much stuff has fallen off of me, and it began with me forgiving the person that murdered my father, and I had to literally get rid of all of that. So Sandra, like you're just saying, because it's real.
Well,
it's real.
No, fair enough. A big part of changing, since y'all want to focus on change, is being close enough to the change agent.
What you with these hot one-liners, okay?
So what's the change agent?
Yeah, depends on your beliefs.
Okay,
Jesus,
because
source.
that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
Okay,
Grace heard
change
Jesus.
agent.
You
I
know,
heard the
Grace heard
Lord.
Jesus. Jerome heard Jesus. Saw the disciples. It just depends on your beliefs. But it's not about. Yeah, I'm gonna say two things. Remind me to come to rituals. I want to talk to my ancestral folks right after this, because y'all spend a lot of time. This is how you know you're not forgiven, when you go, but that ain't me. That's literally a state of unforgiveness. We'll talk about it in a little bit.
Wait, real quick. I'm so sorry. Can you say that again about the change agent? Do that one more time. I had to put that down.
Change, most of what changes, I would say 90% of what changes is being in proximity to the change agent. The more you're around a changed vibration, the more the stuff wrong with you would just fall off. More is caught than taught. You know, let me prove this. Okay. Do not let me forget to bring up rituals. As a matter of fact, I might want to end on rituals. Since we're here, I want to talk about words, Phil. This is going to take me 5 minutes for sure. Allow me a 5-minute monologue. Shepherds were out in the field. Poor, dark time. Angel said, hey, we coming to you first. The Lord is arriving. The world didn't change. 100% facts. A little baby came through, swaddling clothes, born in a manger. The world didn't change, Otis. The world did not change. The world did not change. At the same time, Susan, Magi were coming all the way from the west, following a star that was guiding them to find this little baby boy. World didn't change. Don't take my word for it, Tracy. His earthly father went to sleep. Angels say, get up, gotta get out of here. Go to Egypt. This boy's in trouble. World didn't change. Came back 2 years later. The world didn't change. King Herod killed all 2-year-olds and less. World did not change. 12 years old, Melissa, was in the temple, who shouldn't be able to read, reading, teaching, and dissecting Jerome's word of God better than them. World didn't change. His mama say, baby, come on, baby, come on. Not right now, not right now. Mama, it's time for me be about my father's business. Baby, not just yet. The king submitted to his mother. World didn't change. Sky opened up, Phil. Voice came out. This is my beloved son, whom I will please. That's a bad motor scooter. World didn't change. World didn't change. World did not change. Ill healed all manners of diseases. World didn't change. They tried to push him off a cliff. Grace, he walked through them. Said right after, y'all looking for this man to do the sight to the captives, free to today. This scripture's been fulfilled in your hearing. World did not change. He goes to other towns, doing all manners of healing. Spits on somebody's eyes. Can you see now? Not yet. Do it again. Can see. Blind Bartimaeus. He literally is on his way to a man's daughter, Jairus, by name, and stops, because somebody came, pressed in behind with an issue of blood, touched him.
You better watch it, sir. Watch it.
Somebody done pulled on me. Who touched me? Everybody touching you. No, not like this one. This one was different.
The virtue had gone out of him.
World didn't change. Ina, I kid you not, was passed up by boat to the other side. Demons say, we know exactly who you are. Let us make it, player. Please, let us make it. Put us in them pigs, man. Don't cast us out. Just put us, please let us make it. As entertaining as this may be, I am not adding to none of this. I'm not adding at all. This man had his friend get beheaded. Say, we ought to go to Jerusalem. Thomas says, yes, let's go. My man said, not right now. World didn't change. Told a dude, get up, come forth, Lazarus by name. World didn't change. Got on a cross, bled. World didn't change. Got off that cross, put in the tomb. World didn't change, Phil. Tomb rolled away. World didn't change. So when did the world change, Antonio? When he showed his wounds and he was still standing. Don't you miss it. There's nothing about words that will ever change this world. Nothing about deeds or actions that have ever changed this world. But for Ina to be wounded in front of her children and still standing and say, I shall not be moved, I shall not change, will change their world.
Come on now. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir, in the name of Jesus.
That's accurate. You ain't got to like it. That's accurate. The world does not change because you're good with words. The world does not change because you're a good person. The world does not change because you're forgiving. The world changes because you should have got divorced and you told her, I'm going to get divorced. And then you let it go. That's how your marriage got better. You will, whatever faith you believe in, you don't believe, Ebony, you don't believe in no Jesus because the doggone Bible says it's so. You believe in Jesus because you was ugly inside, terrible, and somebody let you make it. And then you said, let me check that Jesus out. This is not about deeds and actions and words. This is about, yet though he slay me. This
Watch
is
it.
if you cannot be wounded but standing. The word resurrection literally is two Greek words that mean slain and risen at the same time. And folk who have power on this earth are folk who are not hiding their wounds. They're wounded and happy. Not to bring up a certain situation, I'm going to bring up Phil and Susan. It's perfect right here. It's probably a terrible example, but it's perfect. Their 40-year-old son died. Phil's namesake. They were both in class. And the next day. And the next day. It's a whole different kind of wound. See, this is not about how good you are, Damali. It's about, can you look your husband in the eye and be wounded, still treat him like a king? Y'all will have far better behaving children if you stop being superheroes in front of your children. Wounds change the world. Those who can stand while being wounded will change the world. Those who use words will become politicians. To my ancestral folk, Tracy, they're going to hear me today. Tracy, it's been an anointing passing around this building today. Are you unmuted?
I just gotta say, if they don't hear you, I hear you. And you preaching up in here, and all you said wounds. Oh man, not words. Change the word. That's so on point. So if y'all don't feel it, I feel it. I'm trying to drive. I'm up here. Keep.
Words do not change the world. Wounds do. Wounds over words. I don't care how well you think you are, how well you are. I don't respect you until I see you wounded and still standing. Thus saith us all. Think about that. It was
That's
not
humiliation.
It was those 40 days, Phil, of look at this wound, look at this wound. Put your hand here, Thomas. Do this. Let me appear. It was the wounds. It was never the words. Wounds over words. Y'all have ministry backwards. Y'all out here talking. Preach the gospel. And if you have to, use words. I forgot who said that. Nobody actually knows who said it now. It's been so long. But that's the truth. Come on, Damali.
So good with words, bro. It's funny hearing this from you because you're so good with words. But it really
Fair
is.
enough.
It really is the trash can for me, bro. It really is.
It really is. It
It
really
really
is. Yeah, see, I'm so good with words. It's this is can Jerome see me wounded? And I hear from him his words, and I go, you right, Jerome. And I stand up. That's what this is about. My ancestral folk, like myself, Damali, Melissa, Ina, Deanna, my ancestral folk. I told them, do you remember when I told them? Well, do you remember when I told you about rituals the other day?
Yeah.
I said something so crazy. Go ahead. Tell them what I said.
You said that. I'm sorry. I just read something that Renee sent me. I'm so sorry.
No, if it pulled from you, go ahead and
No, Renee
Oh,
is a
okay.
fool.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. You told me that rituals are basically for you to stay focused. They're not they're not a
They're not necessary.
necessity. Yeah, they're not a necessity. They're just there to help you stay focused.
Let me help y'all out. All my ancestral ritual folk. Let me help you out. The power is not in the ritual. The power is in you. The reason why we have rituals is because you can't stay focused. So the rituals keep you focused. There's a time where you become ascended. I told this to Diallo, so I'll skip that part. Damali, you can assume what I was going to say next. I don't need them. There's a time in which you become so unf-wittable because of forgiveness and resilience that you put your hand up in air and come down with 5,000 meals, not counting women and children.
Watch it.
That's not a ritual. Hey man, my daughter's sick. Okay, let me come. Oh, no. Nope. I run men, a bunch of them. And if you say, when I tell them go, they go. Tell them come, they come.
Sunday school lesson, because that's what
So if you just say it be done, be done. Not man, one of y'all got faith like this man here. It's done. Pointed. Listen.
And it made him rich.
I got 6 minutes left to convince y'all to keep swinging. That's all I've been talking about, Jerome. I keep forgetting to tell y'all what I'm talking about. But to be unbreakable is to know that this year God is not going to act like God the way you want God to act like God. And it's time for you to stop trying to control God acting like God. I felt some resistance. Let me put my weight on that for a little bit. Okay, God, thank you for sending me him, but hold on.
You ain't got to put no weight on it. You ain't got to put no weight on it. I think we caught it.
I already feel the weight.
Let's slow down a little bit. Wait a minute, God. I don't want to mess this up. Let me. No. Your job is to lean 100% in to your blessings. And every time you go, okay, let's just wait. Not right now. I need to do this. Wait a minute. It's just going too fast. You're leaning to your own understanding. They didn't like that one, Susan. Your job is to jump in and be ignorant because my faith is made perfect in your weakness. But see, they don't like that. See, they don't like when I make these things make sense.
So you mean to tell me when I say I have seen too much, I'm leaning on my own understanding? And because I'm leaning on my own understanding, that's why I don't have faith.
And that's why you're weak, because you don't have weakness in you because you're so strong. So God's faith can't make you perfect in your weakness because you won't be weak before the universe. You won't be since she won't humble herself, Jerome. She can't be exalted. I could do this all day. There's holy moly. This is 100. Since y'all refused to grace, I prayed thrice.
Watch yourself, Paul. Okay.
I prayed thrice.
Is his grace sufficient?
It's his grace sufficient.
Okay.
Y'all won't let grace be sufficient in your existence because you don't need grace. Here's what you say. I'm controlling this, so I don't need grace. And then the universe goes, say less. You got it.
When you're right, you're right.
Private messages sent me. No, I ain't like that one bit because you bringing up old stuff. That's what a private messages sent me.
Antonio.
Yes, sir.
Before we gotta wrap this up. I gotta tell a story.
Tell
I
a
brought up
story,
my
man.
sister earlier before you started going on this tirade, okay? And
Is that what
she
it
still
is?
can't. She still can't stand me. She still hates my gut. And then God tell me move in the house, but she's staying there. And I'm thinking God need, somebody need to take his temperature. There's something wrong with him. But not this Monday. Today is Thursday. Yeah, last Monday. I get a phone call from her, three-waying me in with the tax office who's looking for me. They tried to send me a check in January for $3,092. Okay, refund. They don't have my number. They got her number, but they got my address and it's wrong. So she pipes me in, and the woman saying, "Mr. Red, blah 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 blah, we got a refund, all that." Yeah, I said, "Yeah, whatever, like that. You want to come get it, or do you want to send us an email with the address so we can mail it to you?" I said, "I'll come get it." Okay. Woman calls me up, say, "How about Wednesday?" I said, "I'll be there Wednesday." Okay.
Oh, that's right. Be there
So I
for
get
all
down
my
there
money.
Wednesday. I got there just before they closed. Okay. 2 minutes. Got the check, didn't look at it, put it in my satchel. Why? Because I had Bible study on Wednesday. This is my month, so I don't need no distraction. I don't need looking no money. And the Bible study went well. After Bible study, I look at the check, $3,092. What the hell? Okay, boom. And I'm saying, what's going on? Nothing else on the check. Not why the check is. I got 2 properties in Baltimore I'm responsible for. So which one does it go? Oh, it's just a whole bunch of crazy. Next day I'm at the woman's office. Miss, you got to tell me something about this check. Sir, all I can tell you is 105, 103, 105 in Renner Street. That's the house my sister's staying in. I said, oh, Lord. I say, Miss, I need to get something because either y'all messed up or she messed up. And I need to know because something's messed up. Because I've been giving her money for the last 4 years and $3,092 is messed up. I need to, I'm done, right?
You
Here's the
probably
deal.
got 30,000 locked up somewhere. Store it up for you.
So now remember, my sister was the one that three-wayed us in. So she waiting to hear something back from me. So I'm sitting there going, Jerome, the only 2 people have been paying taxes and insurance house is you and her. So regardless, ain't nobody else involved. Okay. So it's either her or it's you. What you gonna do? I said, I said, you know what? If they made this mistake, could they have made other mistakes? And what if they call you back in 3 weeks, 3 months, or 3 years and say, we messed up on the check? What you gonna do, Jerome? I went, oh, damn. So I want to do the ethical thing, right thing. I said, I know what I'm gonna do. I says, I'm gonna divide this check in half because we got an account that we used to have that's still open. I deposited in the account, cut it in half, put half in that account for her, text her and said, guess what? This was the amount. I sent her a copy of the check and I says it was for that house. I said, now I'm gonna take my half and put it in this July's taxes for the house. You can do whatever you want to do. And she was going on and on. I said, Carolyn, did you read my text? She hadn't. Because in my text, I said, I don't want to talk about this. It was a mistake. I tried to get the information. They wouldn't give it to me. So I'm trying to do what I believe is fair and equitable. I'm splitting it down the middle because only you and I have given money, and we'll see what happens down the road. I'm going to use my $1,500 when the taxes come this year, and then boom. Soon as she said, well, I tried to read the text, but it kept going. I said, I'll copy it and send it to you. I copied it, sent it to her. She stopped calling me. Okay. But the crazy part, when you started this conversation, I said to myself, and I'm glad we did have this conversation, the Lord was saying to me, Jerome, do you have the ability to forgive her? Yes, I do, Lord. Okay. Are you gonna let me use you in that capacity? Well, Lord, if you send me there, I ain't gonna have no choice about it. Am I? He said, you got a choice. But the question, like you were saying tonight, that proximity. Am I gonna let God use this opportunity to glorify him, or am I gonna use this opportunity to stay miserable? I ain't doing that. Because if I do that, what I'm doing is I'm taking my reward. I'm taking my energy. I'm taking what's valuable to me, and I'm leaving it out there on a whim. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. So I sent you that a little chat. So I'm so glad that you brought this up because I said, why is this happening to me? Because I ain't even moved and when I move into the house, because I'm 50% owner, I'm not gonna ask her, can I come? I'm gonna say, excuse me, I'm not asking for your permission. I'm keeping you informed. You need to give me a set of keys and the security code. Okay. And then when I'm ready, I'm gonna be moving in. And I'm gonna take that bedroom on the second floor because I can't go all the way up to the third because my bad knees. Hello. See? And I don't know what's gonna happen after that. I'll keep you guys informed, but I'm glad you had this tonight about that proximity, and especially, Antonio, about the forgiveness. You gotta let that mess go. It steals your dreams. It steals your fortune. It steals what you really want. You gotta let that crap go. I'm not gonna give that to her. She don't deserve it, and she didn't earn it. Why the hell am I gonna give it to her? Hello. We're not doing that.
Watch yourself, Deacon.
No, it's
Thank you,
fair.
sir.
It's you're absolutely well. 2 minutes. Wrap up. You are not where you want to be because you don't keep swinging. The reason why you don't keep swinging is because you're so strong. You keep saying, I shouldn't have to keep swinging. Thus saith the Lord. I shouldn't have to go through this. And so you can't be like Sammy.
I told you, get out my house, sir. I'm kicking you out. I know you're the bishop and you the honorable one, but I'm kicking you out.
So Deanna just messaged me. So my being a descendant of Jonah is stopping. Yes. Yes.
You might as well go ahead and read the whole thing so they can get the whole message. So
It's
anybody
stopping
else out there
from
like me.
so by being a descendant of Jonah, am stopping God's blessing others through me and also blocking my own blessings. Yes. The universe requires for you to give first to receive.
Let me say it in my voice.
Okay.
For those who shun a man's voice.
Thank you so much. It's half of them on the call.
So, by being a descendant of Jonah, I am stopping God from blessing others through me and also blocking my own blessings.
1 minute, Grace. Got 1 minute left. You ready? It is through being weak that all the things will be added unto you. Every great teacher has said this in one way or the other. It is through none corrective. Only got my core principle could be broken down into 3 things. It is through none correction. It is through the idea that you keep saying, well, I ain't got to do this no more. And the universe says no. Or the universe actually says, yes, you do not. It's all it does, Jerome. All it says is yes. All God does is say yes. I'm tired of this. Yes. Yes, you are. Let me give you more reasons to be tired of this. I shouldn't have to do this no more. Yes. Yes, you should not. Let me give you more reasons not to have to do this no more. I'm going to walk by faith. Yes. Yes, you are. Let me give you more reasons to walk by faith. Yes. Somebody's in the private mission, not going to say what it is. But yes, because you stop swinging. You do not have what you want because you stop swinging. And quite frankly, most of y'all don't have crazy people in your corner that would cheer on your 23rd strike. Luckily for you, we built that here with this company.
Yep, I love y'all. Woo! Because I'm still swinging. I don't care how little the swing is. I'm swinging.
Your challenge this week is to try being weak. You've tried it your way. I want you to be weak enough to keep swinging.
You want that this week or next week?
I want that now. That's a good.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, like can we hold off on this
Yeah,
for
right.
a couple
Can we
months?
just you know, even just to next week. Let me
Just
prepare
don't know.
for
I
it.
said, well, this week is almost over already.
Yeah,
So
right.
we almost done.
Okay, so we got like
I got you,
2 more
Tracy.
days.
I got you, Tracy. I see you. I got you, Tracy. Go ahead, Tracy. We're done after Tracy. I'm completely done. I gave y'all my challenge. I'm completely done. Go ahead, Tracy.
But when you say week, what exactly does week look like? Because I'm not used to being weak.
No,
So
and that's what it looks like right there. It's arrogance. I could change weak out, and I could have said arrogance the whole call, but y'all wouldn't have accepted that. Sammy was not arrogant enough, so he kept swinging. The crowd was not arrogant enough to make fun of him, so they kept cheering. This whole call has been a call of arrogance. Let's go back to those two. Grace, read those two things that I've been talking about all day. This time, hear it as arrogance, Ina.
Be unbreakable, even when God stops acting like God in your life.
Because when God don't act like I should have been there. Oh, y'all don't want to.
I should have already been there. They should already been there.
To be arrogant is to not receive new information. Every time he struck out, his new information will swing again.
Watch yourself.
Swing again. This whole call has been a clarion call for you not to be arrogant. That's what it means to be weak. Yes, sir.
I thank you for this class. I skipped prayer. Oh, prayer.
To get beat up over here. To get beat up over here.
We've been horse wrangled.
But thank you, sir, because that opened up.
Horse wrangled.
I'm just gonna say it opened up. I ain't gonna say no more.
Good.
But thank you, sir. Take a bow, sir.
Thank you, sir. I like this horse wrangle. That show fits my ego. I like that. I like that. This has been a call for arrogance. Tracy, thank you so much for answering your question. You cannot keep swinging when you think you don't deserve to keep swinging. That's what we're doing. I shouldn't have to go through this. Look at all I do. No, come on. I've been doing this for 40 years. I've been following for 2. This is what we do. You know what I've been through? When am I going to get my break?
Hell.
Why it's always me? Here's my favorite one, Phil. Why I always got to be the bigger person?
Okay, Reverend.
At some point, God, this got to work. All those things stop you from keeping swinging. You can plan better. You can dominate. Love everybody.
Love you.
I love you and hate you at the same time.
That's about right.
There you go.
That's about right.
Love you more.
Love you more.
I'll say the words. I love you more.
And don't forget,
Love
we have
y'all.
building class tomorrow.
Wealth building class tomorrow with Melissa. Wealth building class tomorrow with Melissa. All right, everybody.